Well, good morning. We are doing an early morning walk here along Lake. If it looks hazy, it's because it is hazy. There's a slight amount of mist in the air. Nothing to worry about. It's gonna burn off, and it's gonna be a beautiful day. They're all beautiful days if you let them be. Well, dog's here. She's gonna show you her dock diving prowess. And there it was. That was it. I have a sister and brother-in-law whose dog just loves it. They run. It's called dock diving, dog dock diving, and you run the dog down this dock, and they leap out into the water, and they measure it. And I may be wrong, but off the top of my mind, I know it's at least the record is like 32 to 33 feet. It's like, that's crazy. It's just a long way, and they're pretty big events. I mean, people come from all over. They'll go out onto maybe like a farm, or they'll have them in Traverse City. They bring oblong pool, and they have a dock built up at the top of it, and you run the dog, or you set the dog down, and you have the dog run, and then you throw a toy out over the water, and the dogs leap after that toy, and it is kind of crazy. And I've been to a couple of the events, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch. It's a different kind of mentality for me to think that I would spend time watching dogs jump in the water. But there really is a certain amount of athleticism that they show and they portray. It's one of, I believe, 4 islands on this lake. Yeah, there's a small one. Okay, that one is kind of small. That's Picnic Lake. That's Long Island. Oh, I think that's Fox Island. Long Island Lake? Long Island. Sweet. I've been out onto some of those islands, and maybe you'll go for a walk with me there at another time. It's very nice. It's very great place to pull the boat in, and whoa, we're bouncing. Pull the boat in and spend some time walking those islands. Haven't done it yet, but my understanding that there's is a lake with a lot of perch in it. Perch is a very, very good fish. Very, we'll call it a clean tasting fish. You're allowed to use multiple hook rigs to catch them. They're smaller fish. They are just a smaller fish. And very good tasting. It's a little bit of lemon. There goes my dog. What, were you just showing off, honey? You know, the study of fish is called ichthyology. There's a lot of ologies. Ichthyology. I spent time studying it for just the reason I like that kind of stuff. But I spent a lot of time in the water. I was a scuba diver. Started when I was 16 years old in Michigan. I was one of the youngest certified scuba divers back then. Back then we didn't have a private class of scuba diving. So private class, I mean level. Civilian. I, at 16, went through my training just as you would a Navy SEAL. That was the only ones that really had a program together that gave you the training that's needed to do that. So that's where we did. I can remember doing depth charts and decompression calculations, algebraic and stuff at 16. I was not a math whiz. A really hard time to go through. Then physically they did do some pretty hardcore stuff. They did knock down some of the requirements. The mile run with your gear on your back was, I think, knocked down to a half-mile walk. It was still crazy. I mean, I can't remember. It's 45 laps, swimming laps, and I should say that's 45 laps, meaning using the different types of sizes of pools. But here's treading water for 20 minutes. We would have our gear, of course, learning all about everything about our scuba gear. And then in water training meant that you went down to 35 feet at least. And I think it was required. It was like 35 feet. No, it was the bottom of the pool you could do it. And the pools still were 15 feet. And you disassembled your equipment on the bottom and then put it all back together, and you did it all while staying underwater. So you got to understand, you were taking equipment off, you were taking regulators, that's the breathing tube that came off the tank, your mask, fin, snorkel, and you kind of went through a procedure, and you took all that equipment off, and then to the point where you took the regulator out of your mouth, and you were down there, and then you reassembled it all. Oh, we got some baby ducks. And then reassemble it all, cleared your mask and everything, and then proceeded to safely go to the surface. Crazy stuff. You know what? That's right. We practiced in a 15-foot pool, but in the actual exam, we were out in the waters. I can remember it was Lake Fenton for me, and we were in 35 feet of water doing it down there with visibility of about 3 feet around you. I guess I'm just saying, oh my gosh, the instructors would come along and turn your air off. And then you had to, get yourself it did knock your mask off while you were going. It really was pretty intense. Oh, probably came out of it all for the better of it as an instructor. But then I went on over the years, 165, ooh, there's a bunny. Dog didn't see her in time. 163 shipwreck dives in the lakes of Michigan. Moved down to Florida, where I went on to become an instructor, and I was a commercial diver. I worked on ships, under ships, in the water or under the water. And so as I was doing my studies for my instructor's license, we were allowed to pick a specialty to teach. And so I did pick fish identification. So when I talk about ichthyology, I mean, I wasn't like some scientist. I was just peripheral things like behavior, and I shouldn't even start talking about this stuff because I could bore you for hours. It is an exciting world to me, though. Exciting world to me, and having traveled for different parts of the world just to see a fish may sound a little crazy. Hey, you know what? When I say it out loud, I guess it kind of does. There's a beautiful view, huh? This is Fern Lake. Sweet little fishing area. I've been into a couple of times. It's a little, it's a little weedy around here by the edges. I've always thrown a top bait. Gosh, when I think about it, I think I've only been here once. Didn't fish it too hard, just pretty much enjoyed it. Will have this on my list to kayak someday and fish this lake. It has got to be unfished. And as I say that, let's see if I can't zoom out across. There is somebody else out. I can't tell if that's the shore or the boat. Kind of looks like he's on a boat. I've got my binoculars, but not to fret bringing those out. An old structure there. This little puppy dog. I know what you want. I know what girls want. You want that. You want that biscuit. I don't know if this little microphone will pick it up or not, but the loons I can hear in the distance. And a couple of peepers. Frogs. There's a frog, it's a common name, the peeper. There's also, some people call them the green frog or a leopard frog. The leopard frog is usually a quite larger frog. Tell you the truth, I enjoy fishing and I enjoy bass, the taste of. I like to throw in towards the shoreline, especially when it comes to these lily pad areas, and put a artificial frog and drag it across the top there. And I have, because of scuba diving, I've also got to observe fish in their habitat. And one of the things that they do like to do, especially the bass, the largemouth, is to kind of congregate here facing the shore and literally waiting for breakfast to jump into their mouth. They're looking for the frogs to make that early morning hop from the shore into the water, and that splash just sends them into a frenzy to get themselves some frog breakfast. That doesn't sound so fun. Well, I really do hope that you have a great day. Thanks for taking a walk with me. Hope to see you again real soon, and God bless you.